look at you making great life decisions because you want to learn how to make $1 million look small. I'm gonna show you how I did it. I'm gonna show you how I made $1 million look small today. But I'm gonna take a sip of this good green tea. That's good shit. And we're gonna get into the game. So I didn't create this topic. This is notes I've taken from a seminar I took from the great Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor was a businessman, and we talk about virtual mentorship here. Now, I have a couple of virtual mentors. So, a virtual mentor is somebody that might be living or deceased, but they left their works here for you to be soak up some game from. So, two of my virtual mentors, while I was broke, before I came up into my money again, were Bob Proctor and Jim Rohn. Now, Bob Proctor died earlier this year. He died in February of 22 this year. And I think he was 87 years old. Now, a lot of his principles are on here on YouTube. So I would suggest that you go on YouTube and you start to soak up some game. You dig what I'm saying? Now, y'all know me. I got to pull the trusty whiteboard out. You dig what I'm saying? Because I love the whiteboard. You dig? So make a million look small. That is the topic today. Why? This, and I'm going to tell you this paradigm shift that, and this is something that I took notes on. This paradigm shift really changed the way I looked at money. You might be in a place right now in your life where you're nowhere near $1 million, but that's fine. Before I got into real estate, I worked in music for 10 years and I lost everything after I got out of music. So I had about a good 2 years where I was broke, and I was driving for DoorDash and I was delivering food. That's the only way I was making money. And during this time, I was learning new skills. So I was teaching myself new shit. And I came across Make a Million Look Small by Bob Proctor. Like I said, he's a New York Best Times selling book that was called You Were Born Rich. It came out the year I was born in 1984. I haven't read it, but I came across Bob Proctor because I knew that my poverty was temporary. Where I was in my life was temporary. It wasn't going to last that long. I was going to be back home in a much different capacity than I was before. Okay. So, but let's break into it. Let's break into it. This paradigm shift, I'm telling you, can literally get you to a point in your life where you ain't broke no more. You know, you look at making astronomical amounts of money, like $1 million, like it's nothing. And in order to make this type of money, you have to have the foresight that you can do it. You know, you can do it. And I was able to acquire my first $1 million through option trading and real estate investing by taking these principles. So let's do it. So the first principle, these are going to be a bunch of principles that I'm going to write, and you guys can follow along, take notes. I would suggest that you take notes. So first principle, results must never control you. Results must never control you. Now, when I was younger, results did control me. I would get to a place where if I didn't specifically hit a bullet point, I would freak out. I was very emotional when I was younger, and I didn't have great emotional intelligence. it took to the failure of my first business, Uncover Third PR, which was my PR firm when I worked in rap. It took that failure for me to realize that failure is not a roadblock, it's just a detour. You can't attach your ego to your business. You can't attach who you are as a person to your business. And that's what I did in my first business. So when my business went belly up, I was attaching, I was allowing those results to control me. And that's something that, you got to really break away from. Don't let the results control you. So I'll put that first bullet point. Next one is this. This is a good one. Be a teacher, right? Decide. Okay. So you have to decide what you want, whatever you want, all right? And write it down on a card. So write it down on a card. Maybe an index card, maybe a business card. Write down exactly how much you want to make, and write it down on a card, keep it in your wallet, and look at it. Now, this this seminar that I read or I watched on YouTube, this was from the 90s. You dig? So he did this in the 90s. Bob Proctor did this in the 90s. So there was no internet the way it is now. You can write what you want down on your phone, on in an Evernote note, or Google Keep, or whatever notes app you use, and refer to it. Write that shit down, refer to it, and look at it on a regular basis. I'm telling you, this is what helped me out. This is what got me out of poverty, man. You know what I'm saying? So you want to write it down and carry it with you on a regular basis. So write what you want down and carry it on a regular basis. So the next thing you want to do excuse me, is you want to write down the most amount of money you've earned in a year. What's the most amount of money you've earned in a year, right? And then from there, write down what you want to earn in a year. So for me, right, at this time, when I first did this, I wrote down that the most I earned in a year, and this is when I did it in 2017, something like that. The most I had ever made in a year from working in rap was $205,000, right? And then my goal from there was to make, I wanted to make 1.25 in a year. Now, you might not even be in any place. You might not know how the hell am I going to make that type of money. I don't even know. I have no clue. But this is a paradigm shift. You must shift the paradigm. So in order for you to get to that place to where, hey, I've made this much in a year, and I want to make this much in a year. Now, you might only make 50,000 a year, and your goal is just to make 100,000, right? Writing this shit down and seeing it, telling you, man, writing shit down is powerful, dude. It's powerful. Writing shit down is powerful. You must write shit down. So you gotta visualize it, and realize this, man. Targets are good for the soul. Gotta have targets. You know what I mean? Gotta have targets, man. Gotta have targets. So I told myself, I said, you know what? I want to earn 1.25, right? So this is where we start getting into the metaphysical side of the game. So we have targets. We know what we want to hit, right? So the next thing is we have to know that our world is run by our conscious mind. I don't even know if I spelled that right. I don't think I did. Who cares? Y'all know what I mean. Shit. Conscious, subconscious. So our mind is run by our conscious and subconscious mind. Okay? Those are the two halves of your mind. Now, I'm going to show you how you can make a million shrink look small. Okay? So let's scroll down a little bit on our notes. So, with the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, well, the conscious mind, I'm sorry. What is in the conscious mind? The conscious mind is your education, things that you learned in school, things you're learning right now, your intellect. You choose to accept or reject things with your conscious mind. It's where you originate your thoughts and your origins, and where you think consciously, right? Consciously. Subconscious is where it's more emotional, right? It must accept things. It cannot reject anything. Your subconscious mind cannot reject anything. It must accept shit. It cannot determine what's real and what's imaginary. So this is why the media has something called subjective thinking. And you can do your research on this. Subjective thinking is basically where you can control the multitude or a populace's opinion on somebody or something by putting out certain headlines and a sound clip. You might watch a sound clip that's only 30 seconds long of a 33-hour interview, and you just see that one sound clip, and it makes you have an opinion, a strong opinion on a person or a thing without doing your own research. That's subjective thinking. So the conscious mind is thinking, education. These are all facts. You can choose to accept or reject. The subconscious mind. Oh, and the one thing about the subconscious mind, it's emotional, it accepts, it cannot reject, and it doesn't know the difference between real or imaginary. So if you're not a conscious person, you can easily be swayed and controlled by the media. Okay? All right. So the next thing is this. This is the next concept about making a million look small. So there's a theory that called the vacuum prosperity, the vacuum law of prosperity. So the vacuum law of prosperity is basically what it sounds like. The vacuum law of prosperity has a bunch of bullet points that will help you change the paradigm in your life. Okay? So these are some of the maxims you must have in your life to change the paradigm in your life. This is the vacuum law of prosperity. So let's go back. Make a million look small. Okay? Results must never control you. Decide what you want, write it down on a card, carry it with you. Write down what you earned in 1 year, the most you ever earned. Write down what you want to earn in a year. Now, I broke down the conscious and the subconscious mind. Now we're going to break down the vacuum law of prosperity. Now, write these down. Write these down. You must make room for the good. You must make room for the good that you desire. So, you got to break all the habits in your life, the liabilities. And liabilities aren't just bills. Liabilities can be people. Liabilities can be habits. You must make room for the good in your life to get what you desire. Okay? Second one. When paradigms stay in control, nothing changes. When paradigms stay in control, nothing changes. In order for you to change any aspect of your life, and we're talking about financial, in order for you to make $1 million look small, you must change the paradigm in your life. The paradigm is just a pattern, okay? So when paradigms stay in control, nothing in your life will change. You can sit here and talk about how, oh, I hate my job, and oh man, I wish I made $250,000 a year, but you're not willing to invest. You're not willing to change the paradigm in your life where all you do is consume bullshit on Instagram and bullshit on YouTube. And you're not willing to learn about how to make money and how money works and change your mindset, because more than anything, you must change your mindset, change the paradigm in order for you to get anywhere in life, okay? And that goes not just for money, that goes for health, that goes for everything, okay? So when paradigms stay in control, nothing changes. The next one is this. An aware person is thinking into results, regardless of their present results. So a person that's aware is thinking into results, regardless of their present results. So you might not be anywhere near making $1 million a year, but you have to think of the results of what would it feel like to make $1 million annually. Think beyond where you are right now. You dig? The next one. Your results cannot change when you're controlled by your present results. Your results cannot change when you're controlled by your present results. So until you change the paradigm in your life, until you change that paradigm of being someone that thinks $1 million is unattainable, as long as you think that, you'll never get to that. You'll never acquire $1 million. Perfect example. My biggest thing right now is making a paradigm shift to get in shape. I can work out till I'm blue in the face. I've lost weight and gained weight my whole life. But until you change that mindset, that paradigm shift, you're going to continue to fail. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm done with the yo-yo gaining and losing weight shit. So I am changing the paradigm in my mind. Like, you know what? I cannot just do this physical thing of I'm just going to work out and eat clean and my mindset is still broken. You have to make the paradigm shift in order for things to stick. Okay? So let's go through it one last time. Hold up. There we go. Make $1 million look small. Results must never control you. Don't let the results control you. Decide what you want, write it down on a card, and carry it with you. Write down the most you've earned in a year. Write down what you want to earn. I taught you about the conscious and subconscious mind. And I just showed you the vacuum law of prosperity. If you found any value here, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Send this shit to 3 of your friends. Put this on your favorite Discord server. Put this on Twitter. I'm looking to grow this channel, and I can't do it without your help. All right? Peace and love.